No, Henry.
But why?
I don't know.
What do you think? It's fine, I'm sure.
Fine. Fine? This is going to be perfect. You don't know who I've got coming here. Look at this. Director of the Institute of Illustrated Mechanics, headmistress of Harvard, head of the Joint Chiefs of Computability, president of the Council of Decantation Control. This is just the beginning. You name them, I've got them. Oh, and Helmholtz, if you would like to come yourself, that's fine. You're more than welcome to. Excuse me for one moment. You realize that my guests are from the top echelon of society. I want the best.
High-tone stuff, you mean? Like after the feelie is over?
That's fine. What about How I Love That Dear Old Bottle of Mine? Can you play that?
Yes, it's programmed for that one, too.
That's what I'm talking about. We want things that are sedate.
Good old Mr. Mark. Strictly high-class stuff.
It's all such a responsibility, but I suppose it is worth it. After this party, I'm sure I'll be invited everywhere.
Is that what you want, Bernard?
Of course, don't you?
I suppose. Or at least I know I used to.
Well, I'll put a word in with the right people for you, Helmholtz. You know, since I've been in charge of John, I've met some very influential people.
Where is John?
Oh, John, he should be out here by now. I better go check on him. You're absolutely sure you won't stay for the party, Helmholtz?
I don't think I'd fit in with your guests.
I'm sure you know best. What are you doing? No, that won't do at all. What? What are you wearing? I told you I want you to change back into what you had on when you came from the reservation.
Bernard, I need to talk to you about some things.
John, my guests are arriving.
I need to talk to you about Lenina.
No, she would not do it all. Now listen, they're expecting to see the savage. Naturally, they want you to look like a savage. Change.
Mr. Martz, where is the savage?
He's getting ready. There's Elton Lear, that marvelous telecartoonist. If you'll pardon me for 1 minute.
Anita Shapley, Director of the Bureau of Standards and Practices of Socio-Sex Norms.
Bernard Marx? Yes, I thought so. From your record, of course.
My record?
Oh, yes, we keep all sex deviance records on file. Now, I think it would be best if I saw the savage alone. Naturally, I prefer to conduct my socio-sex examinations in privacy. So if you could just show me to him, then
I couldn't.
Couldn't. Perhaps you're forgetting about the file on your deviant perversions, Mr. Marx.
Mr. J. Edgar Milhouse, Professor of Shredology of the Advanced College of Histobunk Rectification Studies.
Professor Milhouse, I'm so
Who are
delighted
you?
that- I'm your host. I'm Bernard Marx.
Well, where is he? Where is the savage? Well, I didn't come here to chit-chat. I want to see him now.
Yes, of course, Professor, of course. I'm just on my way to get him at this moment.
Her Reverence Archdeaconess Rona DeMille, Director of Orgy-Porgy Services and Disco Worship.
Your Reverence, I shall return in 1 moment. You have to come out, John. That's all there is to it. I promised every one of them that they could meet you, and every one of them is here.
You should have asked me first whether I wanted to meet them.
Look, you don't even have to say anything. Oh, maybe one or two of your little speeches the way that you do. Please come out, John. Please.
I will not be as flies to wanton boys. They kill us for their sport.
That's exactly the sort of thing that I'm talking about. That's exactly what I mean. If you could just come out and say something wonderful to them like that, they would adore you.
No.
John, how can you act like that? After all that I've done for you? Bringing you back here and everything else? John, this party is very important for me, and it should be important to you also. Everybody's here. Everyone who matters. They're all waiting to see you. John, you're acting like an absolute epsilon. I promise you, he is on his way. He'll be right here. He is coming. Excuse me. You haven't tasted the artificial soybean pie. It's delicious.
No, I haven't, and I do not intend to. I have never been so humiliated in my life. Imagine rearranging my entire schedule to come here and examine the savage, and all for nothing.
Oh, no, not all for nothing. He's a marvelous boy.
I've made a note of this, Marks. And as far as I'm concerned, you should have been sent away somewhere. And after this, you will be.
Professor,
I think that I was actually going to invite him to a high holy disco mass. You can be certain that after this, he'll never be invited anywhere.
Would you all just please wait once?
Don't think you're going to get away with this, you little nothing. I'm going to see that everyone finds out about this little fiasco you've staged.
If you would all wait and be patient for one moment.
Obviously, Thomas was right about you. Now everyone will know what you're really like.
Benito, don't go. We can talk about all times we've always been friends.
Not now, Bernard. I mean, if I stay here with you, then they start laughing at me, too.
Oh, I don't care. Get out of here, all of you. All right, get out. Just get out. Get out of here. Stop playing and get out. Get out of here. What are you, deaf?
Bernard. Did you send them away?
No, they left. When they couldn't see you, they just left. It's a scandal. Everyone's going to be talking about it. Everyone's going to be laughing at me.
Once in Mount Pay on the reservation, more than anything, I wanted to be chosen to be one of the hunters. They didn't want me. They laughed at me.
Well, what did you do?
I hunted alone.
Well, it's not like that here, John. The most important thing is community, identity, stability. It's wrong to do something alone. Besides, what would I do?
Anything you wish to do.
I know you want to help, and I appreciate it, but you couldn't possibly understand what I'm going through. After all, you're nothing but an uncivilized savage.
Bernard, everything will be all right again.
I don't think so. I think it will be exactly the way it was before.
The way you were when I first met you. But that would be very good.
What are you talking about?
Oh, Bernard, there's nothing wrong with being unhappy. Perhaps I do not understand. Perhaps you should speak to a friend you can trust. You have a friend, don't you?
Of course I do. I have dozens of them. Dozens. Helmholtz. He's got time for me day, night. Come on.
Whoever it is, go away. I don't want to see anyone.
Helmholtz, it's me.
Please, there are people trying to engage instead of wandering about shouting in the middle of the night.
Oh, Bernard. John. Well, come in, come in.
Really? Some people just have no sense of decency at all.
It was horrible. To have everyone leave me there? To be left? Alone? All alone. You can't imagine what that felt like.
But I can. That's exactly what happened. I found out I could imagine it. I was chosen to give the guest lecture at the School for Advanced Emotional Engineering. And I don't know what suddenly possessed me, but instead of using the prescribed rhymes as examples, I started reciting a work of my own.
A new jingle. Well, what's the harm in that?
No, it's different than that. Wait. Here. I'll read some of it for you. I flee from all committees. Stick but a broken drum. Midnight in the city. Flutes in a vacuum. Shut eyes, sleepy faces, every stopped machine.
Oh, stop it!
I know, it's full of ideas, dissident ideas. There's even a part later on about the pleasures of solitude.
Well, don't read it. Ideas like that. But my thoughts, suppose they got inside someone's head.
Yes, that's what the president of the Solidarity Council said when I had to appear before them. And of course they're right. I know they're right. It's just that I can't...
Well, you should have destroyed these. You should have computer shredded them. They're not jingles. I have no idea what they are.
Poetry.
Poetry.
Poetry? What kind of thing is this? Explain it to me.
Well, it's not like anything else. It's beautiful. Like this. What a piece of work is a man. How noble in reason, how infinite in faculties. In form and moving, how express and admirable. In action, how like an angel. In apprehension, how like a god. That's worse than what Helmholtz read. The beauty of the world. The paragon of animals. And yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Just stop it! I can stop it! God!
Bernard is right. The words are uncivilized, vulgar, and yet the sound of them, the rhythm. Obviously, whoever wrote them was a first-rate propaganda technician, some primitive jingle writer, I suppose. But the emotions, the ideas, grief, hate. Computer lessons vowing to angels and God. No, it's all too uncivilized and vulgar. If only there was some kind of believable madness and violence and passion that one could write about. But what? What could it be?
First of all, I hope that your Lordship understands that I've made every attempt to reform the savage's thinking. As a matter of fact, the constant contact with the savage has allowed me to rededicate myself to the ultimate principles of community, identity, stability, so that I can fulfill.
Yes, I'm sure it has, Mr. Marks. I'm sure. But at the moment, I'm much more interested in the social and emotional development of the savage than I am in you.
Oh, yes, of course, I'm getting to that. I merely wanted to make sure that your Lordship understood that any maladjustment shown on the part of the savage is not my fault.
Then whose fault is it, Mr. Marks?
Well, as a matter of fact, he's been spending a great deal of time with Helmholtz, Watson. They seem to be spending hours together talking of all sorts of aberrational things like grief, passion, love. Not that I let myself be in the least contaminated by what they're saying.
But of course you listened to it.
Yes, of course I have to. It's part of my duty, isn't it? On the other hand, if you feel that I shouldn't...
No, not at all. How else would you be able to report to me?
Yes, that's what I thought, and of course it's the only reason I did listen.
You say that the savage talks a great deal about passion, and in fact, love. Perhaps his maladjustment has to do with his relations with women.
It can't be. He doesn't have any. Relations with women, I mean. Not that I haven't tried my very best to explain that he should engage with as many women as possible, but apparently he's just too primitive to understand about morality. As a matter of fact, he actually seems to think it's wrong to want more than one female.
Then there is one particular female he has shown a more than ordinary interest in.
Yes, I've made due note of it. I can give you the name. Not that I've observed them myself, but I did hear the savage mention the name to Helmholtz. It's Lenina Disney. Perhaps I could speak to her if you like, warn her of the consequences.
No, since she is apparently part of the experiment now, too.
Wrong. Cease all computer sex order operations. Wrong button.
What happened, Lenina? I don't know. I was supposed to be fertilizing a batch of gamma females, and I think I turned them all into epsilon males. There, you see, it's all right now. And besides, they can always use an extra batch of epsilons. But that's the third mistake I made today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Well, I do. You haven't engaged with a single man in over a week, and you refused to go to the orgy session last night at the YWFA. I suppose everybody's talking about how bad and immoral I am, but I can't help myself. All I want is him, John. But he doesn't want me.
Oh, nonsense. I mean, every man wants you. Why wouldn't he? Yes. Why shouldn't he?
Oh, Helen Holtz. I'm very glad you could come. I need to talk to you.
I'm here for you, John. I just don't understand you. Sometimes I think you want me, and sometimes I think you don't. Don't you like me even a little?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, more than that. More than words can wield the matter.
Oh, I knew you really wanted to be with me. You do, don't you?
Nina, I want to be with you always, forever, for all eternity.
No, don't say things like that. First you say such nice things to me, and then you talk to me as if I were some awful bad woman.
Oh, no. You, so perfect and so peerless, created of every creature's best.
But if I'm so perfect, then why haven't you asked for me?
Because I'm not worthy of you. If my bill should not pay, I would have brought you the skin of a mountain lion. But here I do not know what it is I should do to prove myself to you. Lenina, set me a task, anything. I'll make mountains level and the continent melt itself into the sea. Oh, mistress that I serve, who makes my labors pleasure, if only this. Let me fetch and carry for you.
But why? There are machines to do everything. Or at least Epsilon semi-morons. Besides, you needn't do anything at all. Just take me. Oh, please, take me. Oh, please, make me quick. I'll set my dial so you can drive me wild. Oh, hug me. Hug me till you drug me. Give me a kiss that's full of bliss.
Oh, shame, where is thy blush? Stop it, whore! Get me to a nunnery, go!
A what?
Assume a virtue if you have it not! Out of my sight, damned whore!
A gram is better than a dam. When your nerves go jingle jangle, a soam will make you spick and spangle.
Fit you nor the swelled horse go to it with a more riotous appetite. Oh, frailty, thy name is woman. Was this goodly book made to write whore upon it? Close the book. What? Yes?
John Savage?
Yes, this is John Savage.
Linda Lysenko.
How serious?
Approaching terminal bliss.
Before you're dying in hospital, I'll be there right away. I did love you. Once. Love is madness.
John?
Telecall, it's all right. Yes, sir.
Hey, nurse, what is this commotion about?
He insists on going into the intensive euphoria unit. Are you the head nanny nurse?
Yes.
My name is John Savage. There's someone here. Linda Lysenko. I have to see her.
I'm sorry, but no visitors are allowed in the IEU ward without permission from the chief dispenser.
I received a call she was dying.
Of course. We naturally assumed that you would be glad to hear the news.
I'm not glad to hear it.
Well, we can't have that. After all, death is happy, death is good. I'll see that you get an amphetamine pill.
No, I don't want a pill. I just want to see my mother.
Mr. Savage, we don't allow that sort of dirty talk in here.
That is all, Nanny Nurse?
Yes, Chief Dispenser.
Now then, Mr. Savage, I assume that you're here about Linda Lysenko. Well, I can only tell you that she's doing extremely well. Her megasoma infusions have had to be slightly increased, but she really seems quite cheery and happy, as of course is normal. Altogether, we're quite pleased with her condition.
You mean she's going to be all right?
She is all right, Mr. Savage.
But the telephone, they said she was dying.
Yes, any moment now, I should imagine. Tests indicate it will really be quite quick and simple. No need at all for a simple euthanasia treatment.
May I see her first?
I can't imagine why. But she's through there, in the final euphoria lounge. Don't disturb the others who are dying.
The others?
Of course. Death is social, and death is shared.
There. Yes, exquisite, isn't it? Of course, I can't do the sort of finished artistic work they do in post-termination with molded plastic applications, silicone injections, and pigment infusions. Still, I actually prefer the little, what should I call it, lifelike quality that's always lacking in post-termination.
This isn't Linda Lysenko.
No. I was going to start next on her. And believe me, you absolutely will not know her when I'm through. No. But the results are so much better if I can start while they're still in a pre-terminal state. No! Well, if you don't care how she looks.
Linda.
John. Were you playing outside?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You have to study now. So, when we go back to the other place, you'll know everything. Mm-hmm. Say your alphabet now with me. A, B, C. Vitamin D. I forgot. What is it? I've forgotten.
A, B, C. Vitamin D. The fat's in the liver. The card's in the sea.
That's it, that's it.
E, F, G, H, and I. Ford's in his liver. And there's goodies in the sky. Linda.
John? Is that you?
Yes.
Don't go away again.
I won't.
Tell me again about what was it?
About the pretty lady dreaming.
Tell me that now, please.
But now sleep. Sleep and see what visions I have seen. What towers cloud-capped, and men that like angels fly. Thither shall we go, you and I, in some perfection.
Now, children, everyone will get his turn, and the one who does the best will get an extra Soma Cream treat.
Yay!
You don't mind if my class plays a little, do you?
Oh, no, not at all. That's part of the fun of my job.
Good. Everybody ready?
Yes.
Get set. Go!
What's wrong with it?
Leave her alone. You understand? Leave her alone. You get them out of here, you understand? Get them out of here!
Certainly not, Mr. Savage. You should know by now that this is a prescribed death training class. How dare you interfere with the children's death conditioning?
Get them out of here!
Come along, children. Come along. We'll go play somewhere else. Come along. We'll have a nice game of Hunt the Zipper, and then we'll go to the crematorium, and we'll have lots more fun.
Really?
No. It's John, Mother. It's John, your son.
John. Hold me. I feel so...
Help me. Please help me.
Yes. But there's nothing at all wrong. She's just dead. Attention in the intensive euphoria lounge. A new happy one has just passed on. They'll be right in together. Are you sure she wouldn't benefit from a little touch-up before...
Please form yourselves into lines for soma distribution. Thank you. Please form yourselves into lines for soma distribution. Thank you. Please form yourselves...
How many goodly creatures there are here. How beauteous mankind
Form
is.
yourselves into lines for soma distribution. Thank you.
Oh, brave new world.
In line, everybody. That's it, everyone. In line.
This soma is bad. It's poison. It hurts you.
Please don't do that,
take
Mr.
any.
Savage.
Soma makes you into slaves. It robs you of everything magical and special within you.
Mr. Savage, please don't do that.
You can never be free until you're free of soma.
Everyone be calm. There is an ample supply of soma enough for everyone.
I'm not going to let you take any more. Now listen to me. Listen to me. Don't you want to feel alive? Don't you want to feel free? Don't you want to feel the blood coursing in your veins?
Mr. Savage, don't do that.
This is poison!
Mr. Savage. Mr. Savage, please. Mr. Savage. Mr. Savage, they need their soma.
No, they don't.
Emergency.
Heliofusion plant number 3. Send solidarity forces immediately.
Parkwood Place, number 317. Occupant John Savage. Present location. Activity respond.
Where's Savage?
Well, I'm finding out now.
Soma Distribution Center Heliothrax Energy Plant. Activity inciting riot.
Oh, my Ford, they're going to think that this is my fault. Where are you going?
To help John.
Soma! 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 Soma!
No! You're not going to Soma! Somebody free!
Soma! 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 Soma!
Where's John?
There.
He's out of control. He's totally out of control. Let's get out of here. No. Let's help him.
There, stop them. It's all right now. We'll take care of everything. Ready to spray them with Soma vapor. Cover them with anesthetic hypobeam. Bring up the Central Muzak speaker.
Ready to Syntocast? Voice of reason tape?
No. I think the voice of good feeling. Anti-riot speech number 2. Medium strength.
Yes, sir.
My friends, please, please, what is the meaning of this? My dearest friends, why aren't you all being happy and good together? Happy and good, at peace, be calm, please, please, I do want you to be happy, be happy, be happy. Be happy. Be happy. Now goodbye, my dearest, dearest friends. May the good Ford keep you and watch over you. Now
Destroy Soma. Destroy Soma.
May the good Ford
Apparently, the Soma vapor did not completely restore them to emotional stability.
Destroy Soma. Destroy Soma. Destroy Soma. Farewell.
We don't need your Soma. We're free, right?
He's the one who caused it. The savage. Nevertheless, I'm afraid we'll have to take them all in. Will the 3 of you come along quietly, or must we anesthetize?
We'll come.
Thank you.
Oh, me? Well, why me? I'm not involved in this. This is a mistake.
I'm sorry, Mr. Marks, but orders have been issued directly from the Western Controller's office by his Fordship Mustafa Mond. All 3 of you to be taken in immediately.
They're here.
Yes, they're waiting for you.
It's a shame. Especially the savage. After all, he was anthropologically unique.
Why are they taking so long? What are they going to do? If I could just explain to someone, this isn't my fault. What are you doing?
I'm making some notes on a new jingle about feeling.
Feeling what?
I don't know, something, anything, just feeling.
Well, that's ridiculous, and it's certainly not going to be any help with the trouble we're in here.
I don't care about that.
Well, I do. What about me?
What rhymes with hurt? Quirt, dirt, a spurt, that's it. Not the deepest wounds could hurt, though from them life's blood did spurt.
You'll tell them for me, won't you, John?
What?
That this isn't my fault?
I'll tell them what you...
Look at this, Bernard. It's an antique. They call it a book.
No. It's Shakespeare.
Looks like a book to me. Your Fordship, I can explain everything. It was a mistake. We didn't mean it.
I did. I meant to do just what I did, and I'm not sorry.
Well, I want your Fordship to know that I'm sorry. I'm deeply, deeply sorry for everything that I've done wrong, whatever it is.
Yes, Mr. Marks. And what about you, Mr. Savage? Any apologies from you?
No.
Apparently, you don't like our civilization at all, do you?
No.
Then you find nothing in our way of life to your liking? Nothing at all?
The music. That sometimes is pleasant.
Oh, yes. If music be the food of love... Enough of that.
You've read Shakespeare?
Oh, yes. And others. Music hath charms to soothe the savage beast. You see, Mr. Savage, my special conditioning has allowed for all this, even though it's prohibited to everyone else. For those of us who must ultimately guide others to do what is right, it is imperative to understand the lure of what is wrong. And of course it is a lure, isn't it?
Yes. No. I hated every moment of it.
Well, unfortunately, whatever the motivations, your actions have caused problems. Definite problems. But then there's a quite simple way of removing them.
What is that?
By removing both of you, of course.
No.
You will have to be removed to some other place so that the possibility of the contamination spreading will be removed with you.
You mean you're going to send us away to some free island like Iceland? I don't deserve a fate like that, your Fordship.
No, Mr. Marks. Nothing like that. You and Mr. Watson will be allowed to choose among any of the free islands to live on. Tahiti, Jamaica, Hawaii. And of course, you will be allowed absolute and complete freedom to do anything you want. Read anything you want. Even think anything you want.
That's wonderful. No, it's perfect. That's all I want, to be free to write anything I want. And not just jingles, but something more, something different. But not somewhere like Tahiti. No, that would be too easy, too pleasant, too much like the life here. Isn't there somewhere else that's harsher, colder, less perfect?
Oh, yes. There's a free island to meet every dissonant taste. Lapland, Greenland, Antarctica, the Falklands. Of course, we don't have many calls for those. And life on them can be a bit bleak and lonely.
Wonderful. That's perfect. That's exactly what I want. Something cold and harsh and bleak. Then I know I'll be able to write something different. I'm ready to go. The sooner the better.
Well, fine. You can arrange everything with the Extended Vacation Bureau. Just tell my assistant, Maureen Krups.
Thank you, your Fordship. Thank you. John. But we'll talk before I go.
May I read your poetry?
Yes. Thank you. Wonderful. Bernard, coming?
Have you gone insane? I can't go somewhere like Lapland or Antarctica. I don't have to go someplace like that, do I, your Fordship?
No, of course not, Mr. Marks. I think you'd much prefer somewhere like Tahiti.
Tahiti?
Yes. A pleasant climate, no work, charmingly pneumatic females.
Females?
Yes. As many or as few as you desire. But study the brochures, Mr. Marks. I'm sure you'll find the right thing just for you.
Thank you. May I have one moment? John, I'm off to Tahiti. And, I just want to say that I wish you all the best.
Thank you. I hope you find what you want.
Tahiti. Charmingly pneumatic females. You do anything you want. Read anything you want. Think anything you want.
What about me?
Yes, what about you, Mr. Savage? You pose a much more difficult problem. Unfortunately, your dissidence is so ingrained, so much a part of you, that it might even be socially dangerous to send you to the free islands. And of course, it would be impossible now to send you back to the primitive reservation after your exposure to civilization. And, on the other hand, you have made it quite clear that you can't be allowed to openly wander about as part of our society.
I don't want to be part of your society. I want to be alone. I think it best to find some isolated place where I can be completely and totally by myself.
Yes, that may just be the answer.
Thank you.
And for your sake, I hope it is. Yes, we'll try it for a while, Mr. Savage. I'll make all the arrangements for you.
No visitors today. You'll have to leave with the others. Move along.
But...
You'll have to leave with the others. Please, move along. Move along, please.
Good morning, Mr. Savage. I took advantage of my position to let myself in. I hope you don't mind.
No. If you'd like to join me, I think I have enough for two.
Enough of what, exactly?
Well, it's going to be a stew. Potatoes, carrots, onions, fresh fish heads.
No, thank you. I had some imitation scrambled cholesterol before I left. But you go right ahead. Interesting. You've grown your own food, built furniture, woven cloth for yourself. So now you're Robinson Crusoe, and this is your very own Walden.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was referring to some other books that you perhaps haven't read. But then I'm sure the same ideas could be found in Shakespeare. Someone cast on an island who builds a dwelling for himself to live in.
Be not afraid. The isle is full of noises, sounds, and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not.
Ah, yes. The native Caliban from your Mr. Shakespeare's The Tempest. And is that what you are now, Mr. Savage? Not afraid, at peace with yourself? And if so, why do you have this? To drive evil spirits out of your body, I suppose.
I don't believe in evil spirits anymore. I'm not even sure I believe in the good ones. I wish I could, but I can't.
So we've taken that away from you, too. I'm sorry. But then if you don't believe in evil spirits anymore, why do you whip yourself?
I still believe in my spirit and the desires within me which are evil.
But my dear Mr. Savage, with a violence-passion surrogate treatment, you could achieve the same end, but without any of the unpleasantness and inconvenience. No need for hair shirts and whips. Just the proper button to push and in complete comfort.
I don't want comfort.
Then what do you want? Unpleasantness? Suffering? Pain?
Yes, I want all of that. And all of the things you've done away with. I want danger, I want poetry, I want goodness, I want sin, I want freedom.
Put more directly, what you are really saying is that you claim the right to be unhappy.
All right, then. I claim the right to be unhappy.
But that also means the right to be sick, to be crippled, to be insane, the right to grow old and ugly and wrinkled, the right to protect yourself from violence, the right to kill or be killed, the right to have too little to eat.
And the right to hope, to love.
Yes, even the right to fall in love, and then be spurned, betrayed, left racked with pain and jealousy. Is all of that really what you want, Mr. Savage?
That's exactly what I want. I claim all of it.
You're welcome.
Right. Now there's the angle I want, right through there. Now remember, I want the Feely camera following him at all times. Now, DB? No. Wait till the Savage comes outside. I'll tell you when.
I'm sorry, visitors aren't allowed here any longer. Who's in charge here?
I am, officer. The name is Darwin Bonaparte. and I happen to be a Feli film director. And this is a Darwin Bonaparte Feli film conceived, produced, and of course auteured by Darwin Bonaparte.
Who gave you permission to do this?
The Western World Controller, His Lordship Mustafa Mon.
Oh, that's different.
I'm afraid you're in the way there. If you don't mind, I don't like distractions when I'm creating.
There he is! Cameras! Ready when you are, DB!
You see how I've caught the artistic essence of the savage, your lordship? A lone outcast surrounded by the uncivilized forces of nature.
Yes, I do see. It's quite beautiful. Alluring, in fact.
But I assume you wouldn't want it to be too,
Too persuasive.
Right. Exactly what I thought, too. Of course, this is just a rough cut. Naturally, I plan to get rid of all the alluring parts. You'll see, once it's edited, speeding up, slowing down, changing words. The savage will be a charming comic figure.
Charming. I thought you meant to say something else.
Pathetic. Primitive? Ridiculous, yes. That's exactly the word I was looking for. Yes. When I finish, the savage will be completely ridiculous.
The Since You Feli Corporation presents a new Feli film by Darwin Bonaparte. A farcical comedy produced, conceived, and auteured by Darwin Bonaparte. Simple Simon Savage.
I think we're going to need some more guards. They're all bottled on their holiday ration of amphetamine.
If the savage doesn't come out soon, it could turn into a riot.
You'd better send for soma gas. We may need it.
Yes, sir. No, please.
Please, no.
Please, no.
I know what you meant. I felt it. Thine own love my heart proclaims. Do you understand, John?
Oh, look at it. Look at it. Oh,
Bring up the Soma guest.
Whoever you're looking for, sir, we must already have them.
I must find her.
Perhaps so. She's over at the collection station.
No, she's here. She's waiting for me. Breathe. I prithee breathe, Lenina. Then no more shall I. Eyes, look your last. Oh, take your last embrace. And lips, oh, you the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss a dateless bargain to engrossing death. Here's to my love.
Any termination casualties, Sergeant?
No, sir. But there was one case of a complete derangement. A beta, female, Lenina Disney. And when we revived her, she began talking very strangely.
We couldn't make out all the words, except for some very vulgar ones.
Yes?
Love? Marriage?
And some even filthier than that. She kept pleading to be left here. Of course, we resomatized her immediately.
See that she's taken to the nearest moral reconditioning center. Obviously a case of acute sexomania. But a few days of synthotherapy and she'll be quite normal and happy again.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Savage? Mr. Savage?
Is it finished?
Yes, all records of the experiment have been computer shredded and completely electro-erased.
Of course, he posed great problems. People wondering how he could do without Soma. Why he lived alone. How, why? But still I wonder. Was there another way, Mawina?
For the savage? What?
I don't know.
Well, you tried to civilize him. To teach him.
Yes, like Caliban. The plague take you, Prospero, for teaching me.
Caliban?
A different savage that a magician, an ancient kind of controller named Prospero tried to civilize. Just a story.
I don't understand.
No, but John did.
Will there be anything more, your fortune?
No, nothing more at all. The cloud-capped towers. the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself shall dissolve, and like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rack behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep.